Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Into the Unknown. We are standing here in our new bedroom that we built in the palace of Abimelech. It's so cozy, I want to stay here, but we gotta go to another place, because new stories await us. And today's episode will be a little bit different. We won't have a huge block of preparation and a huge block of story, but we will have a short preparation block, a short story block, a short preparation block, another short story block, and another short preparation block followed by the last story block. And to get started, we got to leave this place, unfortunately. Goodbye, Palace. And nice to see you again, Tent. It is time again. We need another baby. I will build a small baby bed that I will place in this area right here. And if you've seen the earlier episodes, you know how I'm doing these babies. And I've prepared everything right here. The snow layers for the correct height, the armor stands with the helmets, they will display the baby, and a few piston tricks to get everything into the right location. And of course we don't want this helm enchanted, because it would glow very strangely. So let's go to the grindstone. And I think we are ready for the first very short time lapse. And the bed is finished now. It's nothing complicated, but a cute little design, and it actually looks way better from this side. Let's do this one again. So as I just said, the bed is finished now, and the preparation for the first story block is already almost complete. While the replay mod is recording this place, we might as well get another friend. How many times do we have to do this? Ah, he likes me now. Very nice. We've made a new friend. That's nice. Are you enjoying your stay here? Yeah, I hope so. And I'm boring once again. And that's the time to jump right into the story for Genesis 21. First part. The birth of Isaac. The Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did to Sarah as he had promised. And Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age at the time of which God had spoken to him. Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore him, Isaac, which means he laughs. And Abram circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God has commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him, and Sarah said, God has made laughter for me. Everyone who hears will laugh over me. And she said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne him a son in his old age. That's the first part of Genesis 21 done. And I just realized that the replay mod does not show the positions of the helmets correctly, but I think that happens. We will just continue with the next part, where Hagar leaves Abraham and Sarah, and she is led away from them. So here we are in the desert, and we are building basically the same thing we just built. But now we are only using 3 instead of 7 snow layers, because we want the baby to lay on the ground. And I've already prepared a few things here and there that you will see in the story video, but here's a short little time lapse for you once again. Never mind. I just realized I forgot my glass paints. Give me 1 second. As you have already seen a very similar time lapse to this one, I will just use the time. The thing I learned doing this is you can't drop sand onto non-full blocks. The sand will just plop out of existence, and that's of course not what I want. So I got to use sandstone over here. And I guess the time lapse is already over, so we can continue. It is written that Ishmael was an expert with a bow. So I have prepared this small shooting range where we can shoot our arrows. Let's start the recording. And I don't think using a flame bow is the way to go here. Nope, that doesn't look right. How long does this one stay on fire? Let's see. Okay, it's a long time. And what happens if I remove the block? Oh, it falls down. Okay. So if I remove the fence too? Yeah, this doesn't help me either. But from this angle, the arrow is not on fire. Does this help me? No. So let's just find another place and a bow that does not have flame on it. This place looks fine. So let's place our shooting range. Take off the armor for the recording. And let's shoot all our arrows. And when I'm done, we can jump right into the next part of the story of Hagar and Ishmael. God protects Hagar and Ishmael. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. But Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, laughing. So she said to Abraham, "Cast out this slave woman with her son, for the son of this slave woman shall not be heir with my son Isaac." And the thing was very displeasing to Abraham on account of his son. But God said to Abraham, "Be not displeased because of the boy and because of your slave woman. Whatever Sarah says to you, do as she tells you, for through Isaac shall your offspring be named. And I will make a nation of the son of the slave woman also, because he is your offspring." So Abram rose early in the morning, and took bread and a skin of water, and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, along with the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she put the child under one of the bushes. Then she went and sat down opposite him, a good way off, about the distance of a bowshot. For she said, "Let me not look on the death of the child." And as she sat opposite him, she lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven, and said to her, "What troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Up, lift up the boy and hold him fast with your hand, for I will make him into a great nation." Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water, and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy, and he grew up. He lived in the wilderness and became an expert with a bow. He lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. And that's the second part of the story of Genesis 21 done. And you can see we are right here, next to the smoking remains of Sodom and Gomorrah, and we need sheep. 7 sheep to be exact, and we need to get them to the palace of Abimelech. And we'll do this in a very short montage. What do we do with all the sheep right here? We just leave them there and see where they go. Goodbye, sheep. Have a nice time. We knew the location of a few wells around here, and that's exactly what we need for the next part. But we also need a pillager patrol, and this is where it gets tricky. So usually they spawn quite frequently, but we'll see how lucky we can get. Whew, this takes some time. We can spend some time at the oasis. Oh, you can actually see our base from here. And the sun is setting once again. While waiting, we can do exciting things like watching our shadow, watching synchronized bunnies. There's something burning in the distance. Oh, I thought I saw a pillager patrol, but it is just a chicken. Hello, chicken. How are you doing? Oh, I think we scared him so hard that the egg just came out. Oh, thank you for the egg anyway. And many more sunsets were to come. I think we need to change the plan. This isn't working anytime soon, so we will fly around and look for a pillager outpost in a desert. This island has an interesting shape. Looting some pyramids on the way. Some more loot. More loot. And we found a pillager outpost right into a desert. That's really nice. Let's see if there's a desert well somewhere in the vicinity. There's one here, but it's too far away. I think we will build our own. And I will go for a little upgraded style. You can see in this very short time lapse once again. With the well now complete and the armor off, we can get our pillagers who seized the well. Oh, you're right here. Nice. You're just gonna stare me down? Okay, while these guys stare me down, I'm going to prepare everything with the recording, and we can jump right into the third part of Genesis 21. A treaty with Abimelech. At that time, Abimelech and Philog, the commander of his army, said to Abraham, God is with you in all that you do. Now therefore swear to me here by God, that you will not deal falsely with me, or with my descendants, or with my posterity. But as I have dealt kindly with you, so you will deal with me, and with the land where you have sojourned. And Abram said, I will swear. When Abraham reproved Abimelech about a well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized, Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this thing. You did not tell me, and I have not heard of it until today. So Abram took sheep and oxen, and gave them to Abimelech, and the two men made a covenant. Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock apart. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What is the meaning of these 7 ewe lambs that you have set apart? He said, These 7 ewe lambs you will take from my hand, that this may be a witness for me that I dug this well. Therefore that place was called Beersheba, because there both of them swore an oath. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his army, rose up and returned to the land of the Philistines. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abram sojourned many days in the land of the Philistines. This was Genesis 21 for you, where Isaac finally is born. And I hope you enjoyed this episode with the 3 parts, and I hope you are all doing fine. And of course, I would love to see you all in the chat or next month in the next episode. Have a good one and take care.